Exodus 21, Laws of Justice and Mercy, Audio Bible, the best narration. In this episode, we will see God instructing Moses on the construction of the altar and the beginning of the ordinances that establish worship in the wilderness. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to support this project. These are the laws you are to set before the people, said the Lord to Moses. God begins to reveal a new stage of his covenant to the people. Civil statutes that will govern life in the wilderness and later in the promised land. If someone bought a Hebrew servant, he would serve for 6 years, and in the 7th year he would go free without paying anything. If he came alone, he would leave alone. If he had a wife, she would leave with him. If his master gave him a wife and she bore him children, the wife and children would remain with the master and he would go out alone. However, if the servant declared, "I love my master, my wife, and my children. I do not want to go free," then his master would take him before the judges, and at the door or doorpost, pierce his ear with an awl, and he would serve him for life. If a man sold his daughter as a servant, she would not go free as male servants did. If she did not please her master, who had chosen her for himself, he must allow her to be redeemed. He could not sell her to a foreign people, because that would be a betrayal of her. If he gave her to his son, he must treat her as a daughter. And if he took another wife, he must not deprive the first one of her food, clothing, or marital rights. Anyone who struck another person and killed them would be put to death. But if it was not intentional, there would be a place of refuge appointed by God where the killer could flee. However, if someone acted with premeditation, even if they sought asylum, they were to be taken and executed. Anyone who struck or cursed their father or mother was also to be put to death. Honoring parents was a fundamental expression of the covenant with God. If two men fought and one injured the other, but the victim survived, the attacker was to pay for the full recovery time and medical expenses until the injured person was fully healed. If someone beat their male or female servant to death, they were to be punished. However, if the servant survived a few days, the master would not be punished, since the servant was considered his property. If men fought and hit a pregnant woman, causing a miscarriage but no death, the offender would pay whatever the woman's husband demanded and the judges allowed. But if there was death, the penalty would be life for life. Then God declared a profound principle. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. This was a limit to prevent excessive revenge, a call to balance justice. If someone injured the eye of a servant and caused blindness, the servant was to be set free as compensation. The same applied if a tooth was knocked out, freedom was granted. If an ox gored someone to death, the ox was to be stoned and its meat not eaten. But if the owner knew the animal was dangerous and did nothing, he would also be held accountable. If an ox gored a servant, the owner was to pay 30 pieces of silver to the servant's master, and the ox would be put to death. If someone uncovered a pit, and another person or animal fell into it, the one who opened it would pay for the damage. If one ox killed another, both owners would sell the living ox and divide the money, along with the meat of the dead ox. God was establishing principles of responsibility, justice, and respect for life. These laws revealed a people being shaped to live with dignity and wisdom. Even in the wilderness, God was forming not just a nation, but a people who understood the value of justice. Each rule reflected his character: just, compassionate, and protective. As he set limits, he also taught love, protection, and accountability. May our hearts be open to live by God's principles, for even today, his desire is for us to be a people set apart, guided by the light of his word. If this message touched your heart, please like the video, comment what spoke to you most, and share this episode. Subscribe to the channel to keep following this sacred journey. In the next episode, God will reveal to Moses a set of even deeper laws dealing with justice, compassion, and community life among the people.